guys, and welcome to episode 3 of helloSwift. Today we are focusing on functions. Now, every day you perform a range of tasks automatically. You don't think about what you're doing, you just do them. Even a simple task like tying a shoe took time to automate. You learned a sequence of steps. Tie a shoe, you do the following: you loop, swoop, and pull. Okay, think of those as your commands, if you will. In programming, a function allows you to name a set of commands, which you can then run at any time. So if we created the function tie my shoe, it would run the commands loop, swoop, and pull. Now, to define a function, you use the func definition, which is there, and then you name it and follow your name with the parentheses. Remember camel casing. We start the first word all lowercase, and then we have an uppercase letter at the start of each following word. It just helps with readability for your code. It's just really good practice to get into. So func tie my shoe will run the command loop, swoop, and pull whenever it's called. This stops you having to keep rewriting the same code time after time in your program. So it's much more efficient for both you and the program that's trying to run. And you give your function its behavior by adding commands inside the curly braces, which are these things here. And after you define your function, you call it by name to run its commands. So tie my shoe, that is a function. Whenever we call that function, it will run the commands within. So let's get a better look at this. Let's get into this. So we are going to look at turning right, because we don't currently have a right turn. And that's fine, we could just figure out a way to move without turning right, or we could make our own right turn function. So to do that, we start with the func definition at the beginning, and we need to name it. Well, let's call it turn right. Makes sense. And we need to enter some code within this parentheses. Well, if we have a turn left command, 3 of those would allow us to turn right. So turn left, turn left, turn left. Let's get some music behind us. There we go. There we go. It's better. So now we have a turn right function, which is great. So we need to figure out how we're going to use this, because we need to collect this gem. So we need to move forward, move forward, move forward, turn right, move forward, move forward, move forward, and then collect the gem. So that would look something like this. There you go. Move forward, move forward, turn right, which is our new function defined here, then move forward, move forward, move forward, and then collect the gem. So let's run that. There's 1, 2, 3 move forwards, and he turned right. Sort of. I mean, he did 3 left turns, but he turned right. He's facing right. There we go. We did it. So functions are great for repeating commands. However, look at this. Move forward is repeated 3 times in each section. So we could maybe go a little bit further with this. Let's call this long walk. And in long walk, we put 3 move forwards. So now instead of having to call move forward 3 times and then turn right and then move forward 3 times, we use the long walk function. So it does it for us. That gives us the same outcome, but much more efficient and a much neater layout. Alright, cool. On to the next page. So here we go. I just want to delete all of this a sec. So in the previous puzzle, we turn right once using 3 left turns, which wasn't a problem. But if we need to turn right more than once, then it would be more efficient to put all those left turns into a turn right command that you can run multiple times. So commands like turn right are functions that perform a body of work. Every command we've used up until now has been a function. It's just functions that have been provided in the software. So we are going to select inside the function body, which is this bit here between the 2 curly braces, and we'll enter turn left, turn left, turn left, and now we have our turn right function again. And we need to figure out a way of toggling all these switches. Well, toggle open all the close switches anyway. The only closed switch is this one over here. If you can see that, it's that one there. So we need to figure out how to get there. So we can either walk down these stairs, or we could take the pole. 2 ways of doing it, doesn't matter. We've got our turn right command, so let's take the pole. So we need to move forward, turn left, move forward, turn right, move forward, turn right, move forward. I think we've got a plan. Let's try this. So I'm going to turn right, move forward, turn right again, move forward, and turn right. So 1, 2, oh, that should be right. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to move forward, and then we're going to turn left. And we're going to move forward, and then eventually we are going to toggle that switch. So let's run that and see what happens. So far so good. Here's his right turn. And another right turn. And another right turn. And ta-da, he toggled the switch. Here's the thing. That's great, but this is really messy. And what we can see here is we repeat certain commands quite often. Move forward, turn left, move forward, turn right. See, they're always in sequence. Move forward, turn right, or move forward, turn left. They always follow each other. We can actually turn those into functions as well, and really neaten this up a little bit. So let's maybe go func, and let's call it forward left, because we're moving forward and left. And there we go. There's our first function. And then let's call this one function forward right, because we are going forward and right. Okay, so now we have two extra functions. So that would be forward left, forward right, forward right again, and one more forward right, and then a forward left. So if I just give it a little bit of extra space there, can you see how we've just saved writing out a few extra lines of code? And now it's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit easier to see. So the first command, forward left, I can see that that runs this function, which the forward left function is move forward, turn left. So if I run forward left, he will move forward, then turn left. And then forward right means he will move forward and then turn right. So let's try that. Forward left, forward right, forward right, forward right again, forward left, move forward, and toggle the switch. There you go. So now we've actually created 3 functions. Well done. Okay, on to the next one. So this one we are going to be collecting several gems. Each gem is collected, or is located, sorry, next to a switch. So instead of repeating the same pattern of commands we used in the previous puzzle, we can write a new function that includes existing commands to handle each gem and switch as a pair. Call your function anything you like. After you've named and defined your function, call it by entering its name, just like you've done with the other functions. So I've actually called mine collect switch, because you collect a gem and you toggle a switch. So collect switch. And the way I'm going to run this is by looking at the screen to see what we actually need to do from a very, very basic solutions point. So we need to move forward first of all. And that puts us on a gem. So we need to collect the gem. And then we should probably move forward again. And then toggle the switch. So that's the basic pattern at its smaller size. Forward, collect gem, forward, toggle switch. So you see after that there's a forward, and then we need to turn left, and then collect gem, toggle switch, forward, turn left, forward, collect gem, forward, toggle switch, and then forward, turn left, forward, collect gem, toggle switch. See what I'm getting with this? So at its principle, the very first part of that is move forward. And then we need to collect the gem. And then we need to move forward. And then toggle the switch. And then we would turn left. Are you with me so far? I hope so. If not, let's just recap that. So we're moving forward, collecting this gem, moving forward, toggling this switch. Then we're going to, this one, move forward and turn left. And then we'll repeat it again. So we'll move forward, collect the gem, move forward, toggle the switch, move forward. And that's going to put us on the step. So we might need to just take that out of there. Let's run it first. Let's run the collect switch. Let's see what happens. There we go. We'll collect the first gem. We'll toggle the switch. We'll move forward. Nope, that's it. So if we add a move forward command in there, and a turn left, let's see if we can make it work on this second part of the steps here. I think we're going to be one step too short, but we'll find out. And if that's the case, we'll just amend our code. Yep, there we go. One step too short, luck. That's okay though. What we'll do is just remove that. And maybe we'll create another function. And we'll call that function left corner. And in that left corner, we'll put move forward and turn left. And now, let's just look at what we've done. We've got our collect switch function, which will take us all the way to the end of this row. So we're going to run that once. Then we're going to turn left, which is going to put us here. And then we'll run our collect switch function again, which is going to take us to here. We'll run the left corner function here. And that is going to make us move forward one and then turn left again. And then we'll move forward, collect the gem, move forward, toggle the switch, move forward. And then we'll turn left and we'll run the collect switch one more time. Let's put that in practice and see. And let's follow the code as we do it. So we'll run the code. And we're going to have move forward, collect the gem. Move forward, toggle the switch, move forward, turn left. Then move forward, collect the gem, move forward, toggle the switch, move forward. Now we'll run our left corner program, move forward, turn left. Oh, my bad. So collect switch, collect gem, and that should be collect switch, turn left, and collect switch. Let's run that one more time. So this is the collect switch function. Now it's going to turn left. I'll run another collect switch function. Now it's the left corner function. Turn left, collect switch. Turn left, collect switch one more time. There we go. So, again, to recap what we did there. We wrote a collect switch function, which was the basic repetition of the pattern. Move forward, collect gem, move forward, toggle switch, move forward. That was the basic pattern. We then wrote a second function, because this is all about functions, so why not, called left corner, which we used in that one corner that was just slightly longer than the others, which let us move forward and turn left. And had other corners been longer, we could have reused this function. And then to finish, we run our code with the collect switch, turn left, collect switch, left corner, and collect switch, turn left, collect switch commands in series. Well done. You're doing well so far. Let's get on to the next one and see what happens. So in this challenge, there are lots of gems to collect. So many, in fact, there are several ways to solve the puzzle. Choose a path that repeats a pattern and use that pattern in your function. So if you don't get it right first time, it's fine. Keep playing. Practice will make perfect. So I've called the function repeat collect because you're repeating a collection of gems. And when you're naming your functions, they should be sort of relative to what it is they do. You know, if you've got a gem collection function and you've called it do the laundry, nobody's going to know what that is. So let's keep it sort of relevant. I've gone with repeat collect. Feel free to choose something different. And at its foundation, we need to collect this gem. Then move forward, collect that gem, move forward, and collect that gem. So let's put that in. Let's put that into our function. We'll start with collect gem, move forward, collect gem, move forward, and then collect gem. And let's just run that just so we can see what happens. Collects first gem, second gem, and third gem. Excellent. Well, that worked. So what do we need to do now? Well, we need to turn him around. So let's get him to turn right, and then move forward so he's on the next square, and then let's get him facing in the right direction, and then let's run another repeat collect. There we go. So we know this first part works. All fine. Hey, look at that. He's doing the same thing. Amazing. But we've still got one more row to go. We should probably turn him again. Except this time he needs to turn left. So let's do turn left. Move forward and turn left. And now when we run that code, one more repeat collect, he should finish off the entire thing. Looking good so far. You turn left. Amazing. There we go. Look at that. One repetitive pattern completed. Amazing. It's pretty straightforward, right? Well, let's get on to the next one. So up to now, the functions we've defined have only called existing commands, like move forward, collect gem, something like that. It doesn't have to be like that. The function turn around directs your character to turn around and face the opposite direction. And we could call that function inside another function, solve stay, and we could actually then use solve stay in our code to solve a bigger part of the puzzle. And when we call solve stay, it will run the turnaround function if it's within that code. That sounds a bit wordy and complicated, right? It's probably easier to see it. So the turnaround function, we need to turn around, is quite simply turn left, turn left. That'll spin him around. Now, what we actually need to do here is collect these gems. And to collect these gems, we're going to write a solve stay function. The solve stay function is going to take byte up the stairs, collect the gem, turn him around, and put him back into the center. That's what the solve stay function needs to do. So first part, we need to go up the stairs. So we need to move forward. Then we need to collect the gem, which is fine. Then we need to get back down the stairs. Well, the first part of that is going to be by turning him around, and then move forward. That's it. That's all we need. And then we just need to figure out how we're going to write that into our code. So we're going to do that first one, and that puts him back in the center, and he will be facing this direction. So we could do another one, and that will put him back facing the way he is now. But we still have to deal with these two on the side. Well, if we just turn him left, he'll be facing this way. And then we could run another solve stay and another solve stay to complete this one and this one. So let's run that and see what happens. There we go, well done byte. There's the second solve state function, collecting that gem, turning around, moving forward. Now we're on to turn left, then he'll solve the state once more, turn around, move forward again, and finally, before executing one more turnaround and heading back to the center. So, as you can see, in your functions, you can call other functions. The solve state function used the move forward, collect gem, turn around, and move forward again functions. So that opens the door up for us to really see how powerful we could make things with this. So if you're still playing with that, cool, pause the video and have a practice. Otherwise, let's get on to the next part. So we're going to decompose a solution across multiple functions. So what that means is basically having smaller functions and then calling those smaller functions within a larger function to complete a bigger task. It makes the code more readable, it simplifies the process of writing the code, and it's just more efficient. Function, collect gem, turn around. Let's talk through the processes of that step by step. So we've got move forward, move forward. So move forward twice. Then it collects the gem, turns left, and then turns left again. So that's effectively turning it around before moving forward and then moving forward. So in solve row, we've got the collect gem, turn around. Let's just have one in there for now. Collect gem, turn around. So if we run the solve row function, which is here, it will run everything in here. So let's just see what happens when we do that. There we go, picks up the gem. Cool, we expected that. And then he walks back to where he started. But as we can see, this function is called solve row, and that solved half a row. So to finish it off, we need another collect gem turnaround. So now if we run it, that's the first bit, heads back to the center, collects the gem, turns back around, and walks straight back to the middle. Amazing. Cool, so we've solved the first part, but now we've got these other little pieces to fix. Well, for these, we are going to create some more functions. And the first function is going to be called next row left. And next row left is going to turn left, move forward, and turn left. And the reason for that is we need to get to this row. So what we want to do is, I don't know if you can see, but there's another gem down there, by the way. We'll keep next row left, we'll need it shortly anyway. But we're actually going to use next row right for this next part of the puzzle, which is going to be turning right, moving forward, and turning right. So you see we're going to turn right, move forward, turn right, so we're going to be facing up this way, and then we will solve the row again. So our code looks like this: solve the row, then we're going to run next row right, then we're going to solve the row, then we'll run next row left, and then we'll solve the row. So let's just hold fire a sec. That was a lot of information in a very short time. We're going to run the first solve row function, which runs two collect gem turnaround functions, which is all of this. So that's going to complete this first line just like we did. Then we'll run the next row right function, I'm just going to turn Byte facing this way to the right, make him walk forward and turn him around again to face this gem, where he will run the solve row function, meaning he'll walk up these stairs, collect the gem, turn around, walk down these, collect the gem, turn around and come back to the center. Then we'll run the next row left function, so he turns left facing this way again, walks forward and turns left facing up these stairs. He'll collect the gem using the solve row function, turn back around and then collect this gem here. If you're not quite sure, just take some time to read through the code. Look at everything we've got there and see how it all pieces together. But if you are with me, then we're going to run that code. Here we go, first solve row function. First collect gem turnaround complete. So now this is the second one running. Look, see? Collects that code, turn around and back. So now he's going to run next row right, turn him right, forward, right, before running solve row, which runs this one. Collect gem turnaround, and now another collect gem turnaround. And now next row left, turns him left, forward, left again for the final solve row. Amazing. Look at that. 2 more steps and we're done. Congratulations. You have done well. Okay, on to the next page, which is our treasure hunt and the last task we are going to look at. So the aim of this is to start by finding small patterns of commands and create a function that calls them. Use that function to start solving parts of the puzzle. As you find more complex parts of the puzzle, define a new function that reuses what's in your first function. Then use both functions to solve the puzzle. Okay, lots of words, doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's break this down. We need Byte to fix these switches. So the small part is this bit here. Up the stairs, onto the switch, fix it, and then go back to the center. So I'm gonna write a function for that. Just that little bit. And I'm gonna call it move then toggle. Because he moves, then toggles a switch. So to do that, he needs to move forward, and then toggle the switch. And let's just run that code. Nothing happens because we haven't actually called it. There you go. Let's call it and run it. Move forward. Hey. No. I wrote the wrong one in. Move then toggle. There we go. You could have told me, guys. Come on. There we go. Move, toggle the switch. Fab. That is the first part of that puzzle solved. Well, now we need to get him to turn around. Okay, so let's write another function called turn around. And in turn around, we are going to turn left twice. So now we've got move then toggle, turn around. So he moves, toggles the switch, and then turns around. Amazing. We're cooking with gas now. The thing is, we need to get him back to the center. So let's write a function for that. And let's call it back to sender. And to get back to the sender, he just needs to move forward twice. So let's add back to sender to our command and watch what happens. And he's turning around. Now he's back to the center. Huh. Look at that. Well, you know, all of these, if we combined these three into one function, we could solve that first part of the puzzle with just one command. So let's call it func solve stay. And in solve stay, we'll run move then toggle, turn around, and back to sender. So now we just call this function and it runs everything for us. Well, if we did two of those, he's facing this way, so surely he would then go on to solve this part. Let's try it. Here's the first solve stay function. Move then toggle, turn around, back to center. Now it'll run it again. So move then toggle. Yeah, that worked. Turn around. That worked too. And back to center. Well, there you go. We've just solved the short row. Interesting. You could even make a function called solve short row. And then instead of having to write solve stay twice, we'll just call solve short row. And now look at that. We've solved the short row. Well, how awesome is that? Okay, so if we can solve the short row, well, the next thing we need to do is face a different direction, right? So let's turn him left. And then he could solve another short row. Okay, so let's run it and see what happens. We know this bit works fine. So we're confident in this. Look at that. We've solved those four, but we've still got longer ones which we need to solve. We need to solve these out here. Now, let's create a new function. And let's call it solve long row. Now, you'd think we just use this twice, right? But we can't. Because he moves, then he turns around and comes back. So it'll just make him do this twice. But we can use some of these. So we could make a new function again called solve long stay. which he would move then toggle, yeah, and then move then toggle again, because see, we would then reach up there. Then we could turn around and then back to the center twice, because we're double the distance away. So solve long row would just be solve long stair twice. So instead of that, we would have solve long row. So our code, solve short row, solves these two, and then it turns byte left, so he faces here, and then long row solves all of this. Let's run that code and see. We know this bit works, we're happy, we're confident in this. Yep, back to center, up to the next part, toggles that switch, turns right back around, back to the center. This is where our turn left command comes. There we go. Now solve long row, he goes up the first one, toggles, up the second one, toggles, spins right back around, back to the center 1, back to the center 2, move and then toggle 1, move and then toggle 2, turn around, and we see lock back to the center 1, just move forward, and then back to center 2, again. We're done. Congratulations, you solved it. You fixed it using a load of functions, which in the end only came down to 3 lines of code actually being called. Really efficient, really neat, well done. Just to recap, we made the move then toggle function, which dealt with walking up the stairs and toggling the switch. We made the turn around function, which dealt with turning byte back around. And then we made the back to the center function, which dealt with getting him back to the middle. We then used solve stair to combine these 3 functions. And then we used solve short row to call this twice. So it automatically solved this short row in the middle for us. We then used the move then toggle commands in the solve long stair function, calling them twice. So move then toggle to here, and then move then toggle to here. Then we turned around and we called the back to center function twice to solve the long stair, because it was double the distance, so we needed 2 of them. And then in solve long row, we just added a second solve long stair, which then took care of the rest for us. Congratulations guys, well done. That is it, that is the treasure hunt completed. Next time we are going to be looking at for loops. They're going to be fun, and you'll suddenly see how you can make this so much more efficient. But until then guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking with me. This was a meaty, lengthy piece of work, really detailed, but I think we've got some great knowledge from it, and you're well on your way to becoming a programmer using Swift. So until next time, take care.